thank you so much for having this interview with me. It was a pleasure to work with you, and yeah, thank you so much for being prepared to share your experience with me and the audience. So
Of course.
yeah,
I was so happy also to having done that session with you. And I'm really glad I did that at the moment because it
mhm,
was a huge turning point for me. And
yes,
it was kind of my lost hope,
okay,
yeah, at that
okay,
time.
okay. So perhaps we can start with first question, and then we'll see where that will
Yeah,
lead us.
definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you share a little bit about what was really the problem that you had?
Um, the problem that I had was that I had lost connection with my true self.
Okay.
And this has been going on for more than a decade, I would say.
Okay.
And it started when I abruptly stopped my studies. Um, and then I couldn't do anything that I wanted to do after that.
Hmm.
And I was blocked in a way um, that couldn't interest me in doing
Mhm.
anything in my life concerning my career. So I
Hmm.
always had a dream since my childhood that
Okay.
I wanted to achieve something and become successful in one way or another. So when that didn't happen in my early 20s, I lost
Mhm.
hope and I started to get anxious about everything. So that went on for about 7 years or so until I got an idea about a business.
Okay.
And that idea for the business took me 3 years to start working on that. And when I came across you, I was I was on the verge of abandoning that idea as well. I was literally applying for jobs
Okay.
because I was I was discouraged and I
Mhm.
had lost all hope. And I have never felt so down in my life that I decided to accept my fate as it was. And I felt like a failure,
Hmm.
even though I had everything to be grateful for in other areas of my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was never satisfied with myself, with my achievements,
Hmm.
and I felt like I was going to die regretting my decisions and not being able to pursue any of my dreams. So I was at a point where I had decided that I'm not going to work on myself anymore, work on any business idea, and just accept life as it is and just take a regular job and do the stuff that I don't love. But thankfully, I came across you, and then I did that session, and that literally changed everything. Yeah,
Can you share a little bit more about changes that you went through?
definitely, definitely.
Okay.
So what happened during the session was that I got connected with my old self again,
Hmm.
which I didn't realize I was lacking.
Hmm.
I had lost myself during the previous decade into doing things for others, into doing things that I didn't like, only doing things that I needed to do. And I was more and more suppressing my true self. But during that session, I connected with myself so deeply that I got the hope back about me being able to be successful one day.
Wow.
And that was a game changer because when I got that hope back, I could see what possibilities laid ahead of me.
Hmm.
And after that, everything changed. I started working on things that I didn't work for more than, I think, 9 months. I had been procrastinating on them.
Wow.
Yes, yes, I
Wow.
just
That's
started
huge.
working. I think I did more in 2 or 3 weeks. I did more work on my business in 2 or 3 weeks than I had ever done before during the whole year before that, when I
Wow.
decided to start to take this business seriously. And then, even if I had other stuff going on, it was so easy for me to concentrate, focus, and to
Mm.
create at the same time while being able to manage other things that was going on. And not
Yes.
only that, um, I recently went to visit my family back home, and I
Mm.
felt different. I
Mm.
felt connected to my family in a very good way, different but very good way. And I was able to assert my true self in front of them. This is something that I couldn't do before at
Wow.
all. Yes, I was a great people pleaser. I don't know how to put that into words,
Mm.
but if there was a professional people pleaser, that was me.
Wow.
But during my visit, I was able to say no to a lot of things.
Mm.
Yeah, and that was a
Okay.
huge win for me. Yes,
Yeah.
I was impressed by myself.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and that boosted my confidence. I was able to say no just because I didn't want to do certain things. I didn't want to
Mhm.
meet certain people. So I said no because I know I'm an adult and I can do that. But before, I felt obliged into doing things that I didn't want to. And
Wow.
it was different and on different level. It was different and good on
Yes.
so many levels. And I was able to do more things there as well. I was able to multitask because everything was clear for me. I
Wow.
knew what I wanted and I knew I could get those things.
Mm.
Everything was clear, and I guess what I would like to call that is I got clarity. I got
Mhm.
clarity, and at the end of my visit, I also got purpose of my life because I I was wondering for the whole time um,
Mhm.
that I was thinking about my business and what I wanted to do, my goals, like everything was there. But the only thing missing was the clarity to be
Mm.
able to discern what my purpose is. And I got that as well just
Wow.
after the visit. So it was like everything was so clear in my head. Like I know what I want, I know why I want it, and
Yes.
now it's just the how. I know how to do it as well, so I just have to put into the actions. And then now it's been like 2 months after that, and
Yes.
I'm still working on myself. I'm working on the other next steps of my business that I'm ready to take.
Yes.
It feels big. It feels I'm a bit afraid, but I know I can do it now, and I know why I want to do it. And yes, I think the most important thing is that I discovered my why. So
Yes.
I am so grateful of the session that you did on me. And more importantly, I think at the moment that you did that, at the time that you did that, it was so important for me to do a session at that time because everything was going to turn in another direction for me. Because
Wow.
I had decided, yes, I had decided on that time that I'm not going to look back again at this
Mm.
life anymore. I'm going to take another direction, um, completely different direction. So at that moment, it was key for me to get that done. And it was so well done that I got myself back, the old me that was before I stopped everything. I stopped believing in myself. The one that, just like crazy teenagers, they believe in everything, that everything is possible.
Yes.
I
Yes.
started to get that thoughts again and that vibe
Wow.
and that positive feelings. Yes. And actually, I started manifesting money as well.
Whoa, that's nice
Yes,
to hear. Yes.
after a very long time. Not through my business initially, but I
Mhm.
manifested money in terms of gifts, unexpected gifts,
Wow.
and inheritance. So it was amazing.
Wow.
It
It
has been
sounds like,
amazing.
yeah. It sounds like that there are many changes in many different areas of your life.
Yes, yes. Especially one big difference also is in my relationships with
Hmm.
my parents, my husband, my kids. I
Hmm.
feel I feel much more grounded now
Wow.
because I know who I am.
Yes.
Yes, I know who I am and I accept who I am. I think
Hmm.
that is bigger than the biggest takeaway from
Hmm.
this session is that I discovered again who I was and accepted it.
Mhm. Wow. And thank you for saying this. And based on what you just said, what would you say was the highlight of the session for you, or the most important thing, if you
Mm.
have any thoughts on that?
The highlight of the session was when I reconnected with my old self,
Mm.
whom I thought was not there anymore.
Mm.
And the way that that was done, it was amazing. The way
Mm.
that you asked me question, you directed me in that direction without forcing me or imposing. It was so natural and organic that I reconnected with myself. I still feel emotional when I think of that moment because
Yes.
I had completely stopped believing in myself and my dreams. Dreams are they my dreams were a big part of my life
Mm.
in my early 20s, even before that. At the age of 7, I already knew what I wanted to do with my life and what I
Wow.
wanted to accomplish. Yes, so it was a big part of my life being able to achieve my dreams, etc. So when my dreams died, I felt like
Mm.
I had died also
Mm.
inside of me. But after the session, I felt reborn. I think that is the word that is
Yeah.
appropriate here. I
Yeah.
felt like I was reborn again, but
Wow.
in a better way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sounds like you did really a really huge job, or better say, a really intensive travel during the session, inside yourself. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I think it was
and,
time.
and it was so nice to hear, when you said during this interview that you are impressed uh, of yourself.
Yes,
Yes.
that's
and, and
true.
and how does it feel being impressed in that way?
It feels it feels like something that I wouldn't imagine could
Mm.
happen before because my self-esteem was so low.
Mm.
It was almost inexistent. It's like I knew I had the capacity to do things. I knew I
Mm.
can achieve those things, but I just couldn't believe that I was worthy of those things.
Mm.
And I always felt that some things were not within my reach. Like
Mm.
I was not someone who deserved to have those things, to have success, especially.
Yes.
So I felt out of reach.
Mm.
Yeah, that would be the word, out of reach. But then when during the session I reconnected with myself, I just I just felt like a surge of energy
Mm.
come come through me and like showing me what is possible.
Wow.
And it's like, why not now? The question is not how or why me or why
Hmm.
why it's like, why not you? You are
Yes.
supposed to have that. It's
Yes.
yours. You just have to claim it. And I did. I did claim those things and I got it.
Wow.
And I
That's
think
so nice
the
to hear.
most, yes, and the funniest things was like I manifested money so easily
Wow.
after the sessions, and not once, twice.
Wow. That's really nice to hear. And yeah, you
Yes.
know, being all that now and feeling all of what you are feeling and going through those changes, what would you say? What are you most looking forward to now?
What I'm looking forward to now is building my legacy
Mm,
because now I know why I want to do things. I know
mm,
my purpose, so I want to stick to these things. I want to
yes.
stick to my decisions and be consistent
Hmm.
and never stop believing in myself
Yes.
because I can't afford to do that again.
Yes. Wow.
I can't do that.
And perhaps, you know, to just to continue what you just said, what would you say actually to your previous self if you had the opportunity?
Mm, what would I say to my previous self? That's a bit. I just get emotional when I think about my
Yeah.
previous self. Um, I want to say to her that you are loved and you deserve
Mm,
good things. You are worthy of everything that you want
mm,
and can, that exists in this world, everything that you want.
mm.
And just be kind to yourself.
Yes.
I think that
Wow.
is the most important thing that I neglected by myself. I was kind to everyone while neglecting my own needs. So I think
Mm.
that would be the thing that I would say to her. Be kind to yourself.
Kind to yourself. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
You're
I have
welcome.
I have only one question,
Yes.
if I may, and that is, what would you say to people who are putting off fixing their problems and frustrations in life?
Oh,
Or
don't wait.
don't wait.
Don't wait. Don't waste your time waiting. Just do it. Do it the sooner the better.
Mm,
And you have to be prepared to what is awaiting you after the session because it's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be better. That's all I have to say. Don't wait. Don't waste your time. Just do it and be prepared.
thank you so much.
You're welcome. And I want to thank you a lot for your time and your patience
Mm,
during the whole session and how you handle it. I'm really, really grateful for that. Thank you so much for changing my life, really.